Peace, 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 peace. This is the morning message. This is Chocolate Amun Ra. Putting in the morning message. This morning message here, it's a little bit more different than I normally would do it. But like I said, wherever I got the space, the time, and the place, I'm going to put that message out. The morning message, I am Chocolate Amun Ra, and this is the morning message. Listen here. Before we even go through all, let's pay all due respects to the creator of the universe. The sun rises. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Amun. Peace, peace, peace to the brothers and sisters. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? I'm Chocolate Amun Ra, and this is the morning message. Well, let me just drop a few ticks to y'all this morning. The morning message is based on this. Information is valuable. Information is valuable. But when you try to tank it, or you try to dispute it, to say a person is not valid, they're not authentic, let me give you a simple formula. The minute you, as an individual, begin to want to know thyself, the minute you decide to do the pilgrimage on your ancient historical history, it's just not in one spot or one area or one country. Your ancestors have traveled around the world. Now, we know the origin is Africa. Africa had many names, but our ancient ancestors have traveled to different continents. We also know that millions of years ago, the mass land was together. It was not separated. Through earthquakes and things like that had opened up the landmass, and it winds up, you get these different countries. But do not forget, our ancestors have traveled around the world. This is information. Now, when you hear a brother like myself, literally, brother like myself, and you see me talking about different cultures, but in the melanin race, I know the melanin race is into Egyptian, Greek. See, a lot of you think Greeks was just plain off white. No. Do your history. You might not like what you're going to find out. The Greeks wasn't always white. The Greeks wasn't always white. The Greeks was black. The Greeks are mixed culture, mulatto, Creole, but before that, they were dark-skinned people. Huh? If our people have traveled around the world and settled around the world in many regions, wake up. Just like a lot of you think the Japanese and the Chinese people, oh, well, where they get their slanted eyes. But then here in America, you have people who have slanted eyes that's melanin. How come their eyes are slanted? You assume that somebody in a family slept with an Asiatic man, or Asian man, excuse me. No. If you've done your history research, there is a tribe that was traveled across the lands into Asia, and they were melanin people. Many different people have already posted these things up. The problem is you don't read each other's work. The problem is you so into your work, you can't learn anything from somebody else's work. The problem is you sitting up there trying to say who's right, who's wrong, but you ain't learning anything from other people's work. The problem is you staying in one continent and figure that's the end of it. No, it's not. No, it's not. Our melanin people have traveled around the world. Some of you understand that, some of you don't. Listen here. I'm slowly getting into Buddhism. Not that I left the Egyptian, because if you really study somewhat of Egypt, Buddhism comes from Egypt too. Read the word Buddhism. Buddha. It's not this big fat man that you just happen to see, and they molded this big fat man and they idolize him so they can see it. See this man and they worship Buddha. That's not what it's about. It happened to be this one man who was traveling just like all the other men, all the other females who decide to master their craft. Do you understand that? How do you think you're going to be good at what you do if you don't practice, if you don't analyze and then study whatever you are practicing on? This is how ignorant some of you can be. If you don't practice your craft, you will not get better. Now, you will have a tendency that people will begin to follow you. Then you got people who will follow you, and all of a sudden they want to study your craft. Then all of a sudden they might see something new branch off from your craft and then say, I will challenge you on this. Now, they can challenge you if you decide to have an open field about it. But is it the challenge you try to make the person look like a buffoon? Who knows? But if you think melanin people have not been in Japan or China or any other of these Asiatic lands, you fooling yourself. Because you need to go to their caves, do pilgrimage, Vietnam, okay, and all these other Asiatic places, and check out who they was worshiping. My uncle told me a long time ago, because he was in the Vietnam War. He told me when a lot of the Vietnam people seen black people, a lot of them was bowing down to them until he seen in their caves how they had these black images, people, you know what I'm saying, who they was worshiping, their ancestors was worshiping. So how you paint these pictures of black people on the caves if they wasn't there already? Their ancestors already seen them. Their ancestors was them. And remember, I told you, your craft, whatever you studying, whatever you doing, doctor, lawyer, art, historian, science, mathematics, you have to harness your craft. And the more you desire your craft, the more you love your craft, you're going to be better. You're going to listen to how you sound, how you talk. People's going to start giving you, are you right, or are you wrong? Then you're going to start twerking these things to make it better, because you're representing yourself. This is information. When you see artwork on caves, that's information. When you see writings on caves, that is information. Now we put it on paper. Now we put it on DVDs and CDs and all these different things. Now we put on even our phones, our cell phones, our smartphones. We're on a computer typing information. That doesn't make you fucking fake, because you go to one culture, to another culture, to another culture. There's nothing wrong to know your heritage. Your heritage spreads out across the world. The word is melanin. It doesn't state which country. It's melanin. For all you people who seem to not understand this, when you hear me speak, I'm just a messenger. If you hear me speak and I say melanin, I am telling you, it's melanin people around the world. Because I know melanin people have traveled around the world. So I should just stick with only one culture? Nah, because your DNA, if you do your DNA, how you know your tree branch ate 3 or 4 different cultures? Huh? You don't even know that. You understand? So your DNA can tell you might be 3 or 4 different tribes. And then you go to those tribes and find out if they branched outside the country of Africa and could have settled in Japan or said, where your cheeky eyes gonna come from? Where your high cheekbones come from? Could be from a mixed Nubian race. Two different Nubian races came together, male or female, boom, had sex, here you are. And then so on and so forth and so on and so forth. You have to understand you're an extended of your descendant. You are an extended from your descendant. You understand? You sell in, I'm just into Africa, then that's your thing. But to sit there and tell somebody else that they not authentic, or they're sitting there talking about, oh, well, you jumping around from different things. That means your limitations is weak. You don't rise and try to understand your true melanin heritage. Point blank. You're not truly learning that. So I'm Chocolate Amun Ra. Try to learn all the melanin race. All of it. If you only could just take three of them, don't you know melanin people was in Russia? Huh? Who you think started to speak Russian? It was a melanin man. You understand? Names. Type these things up. The computer's going to tell you right quickly. You understand? A lot of you people don't know. You had the Moors. The Moors was here in America for hundreds of years. The Moors was in Spain for 600-700 years in Spain. Moors. You know who the Moors was? They were colored people. Where the Moors come from? Moors come from Africa, but you can't call them African. I mean, not African. You can't call them black. Because a lot of you people are, well, because you black. Are you black? Because this is the color. This is black. You letting people give you color codex. You let people says you color codex, say you're black. That's easy for you to be recognized in their eyes. When in reality, I'm an American. That's it, I'm an American. You know what I'm saying? You're born in America. So you're supposed to settle down and settle whatever they tell you should be? Come on, you more than what you really are. This is what I'm telling you. Don't tell people, let people call you fake. You think because you go to college and some of these institutions which they didn't even create, okay? The Moors created institutions. The Moors. Come on, let's let the Moors build these institutions. The Ethiopians built institutions. These colleges that you go now, they're not telling you the real deal. You learn more now than you ever learned when you was in school. Come on, don't fake that with me. Don't do that. You understand? This is a fact. You PhD, you want these different titles? You already have it. You already had it. Once you digged in and wanted to find out about yourself, and then you started to explore and did your pilgrimage, you ain't no fraud. You ain't no fraud with the knowledge you now possess. But you've become reality. You've become authentic. That's what you become. Don't let nobody tell me, oh, you not real. Why? Because you need somebody to teach you. The first teachers wasn't taught by somebody. They were taught by nature. Wake up. That's Chocolate Amun Ra. Information is valuable. Let no one state and tell you what you shouldn't learn, and you shouldn't even bounce around to other different cultures that are in your melanin race. If you're smart, try to study as much as possible. Peace.